I don't agree.
What was he thinking?
No way.
Wow.
That is crazy.
Definitely iconic.
Yo, this might be my favorite video.
I love this video. I don't know about that one.
What did I just watch?
Your view.
Okay.
Gianna Constand called Cosby twice. The first time, she says, he expressed remorse. The second call, she recorded.
I don't want to talk about anything.
Cosby seemingly realized he was being taped. No admissions, instead an offer to finance Andrea's degree.
Lay out what I think is the best. Pay for the schooling. And whatever, as long as she maintains a 3.0 average, she'll be fine.
They wanted to hear sealed testimony from Cosby about giving another woman quaaludes. They also wanted the definition of reasonable doubt. Other jury questions centered on Cosby's deposition when he admitted to giving Andrea Constand pills at his home. The key question is whether what happened between Constand and Cosby was consensual, and it appears this is a question the jury
She looks like she likes
answer.
women.
He says that they were 3 halves of Benadryl and that they were her friends to relax her. Now, one might say, well, he really was there to relax her and make her feel better about a sexual encounter that was consensual. Or was he really looking to drug her?
Andrea Constand has been fighting for this day for more than a decade.
Why did you do this?
For justice. Her interview with me, the only time she's spoken after Bill Cosby's conviction last spring.
Andrea, you are now going to be known as the woman who took down Bill Cosby. How do you feel about that?
I never set out to bring down anybody, and I haven't necessarily because I'm not alone. I would rather say we brought down Bill Cosby, but I just had the shoes on.
Of the more than 60 women who've accused Cosby of everything from suggestive comments to sexual assault and rape, only Constand's case led to criminal charges. She became the champion for all the others.
Did you ever think that this day was going to come? I dreamt of this day for 32 years.
The judge also ruled today that Cosby will be classified as a sexually violent predator.
Wow.
While Cosby chose to stay silent, a portion of Constand's victim impact statement was read by the judge. Bill Cosby took my beautiful, healthy young spirit and crushed it. Cosby's wife of 54 years, Camille Cosby, was absent today, but his publicist blasting the trial.
This has been the most racist and sexist trial in the history of the United States.
Cosby plans to appeal his conviction. It's been a long road, 34 months since his arrest. The former face of Jell-O and Coca-Cola, tonight pictured in this booking photo.
Now, after he serves 3 years, at that point, he would potentially be eligible to be released. At that point, a number of factors would go into determining just when he could walk a free man, including his age and also his behavior, David.
All right.
What did you just watch?
Bill Cosby gets sentenced to 3 to 10 years.
The whole Bill Cosby trial.
All the great, not so great, and woo, did that really happen moments?
I don't want to say that he isn't guilty, but I don't want to say that he isn't innocent either.
Deep down, do you believe that Cosby is guilty or innocent when it comes down to these allegations?
I believe that Bill Cosby had wrongdoing. I believe that he's guilty. I do believe that he's guilty.
Deep down, I think that Bill Cosby is guilty because he admitted to it. The thing is, with this trial, I don't know if people recall, but back in like 2005, he admitted to giving women quaaludes or thigh openers, as he said, to have sex with them. Do I think he did it all those times? No. But he did it, and that makes you guilty.
If this is a crime he committed, do you think 3 to 10 years is enough in that matter? Do you think it's necessary considering his health and his age?
See, because I'm about to say, like, those factors definitely play a part. Because he's so old, or if somebody was at his age getting convicted, I think that's a little too harsh. And I don't know if that's coming because of who it is, because if this was somebody else, then, you know, we'd be like, oh no, give it to him. But I don't know. It's
Bill Cosby.
No, age shouldn't matter. You do the crime, do the time. But only if you do the crime, do you do the time.
3 to 10 years for a sexually violent predator, for what they're calling him, is not enough. That person needs to be locked away for the rest of their lives. But in his old age, he's going to pass anyway. He's on the last leg, so that's kind of hard.
I know people that have raped other people and have been able to serve less time than that. And then I think there's different things they could have done to make him serve his time for doing what he did.
I feel like women still don't have a voice. I don't think times have changed. I think just people have changed. I think when you have power, when you have money, people don't really tend to listen. And I think for that reason alone, a lot of those women didn't speak up.
I'm not a victim, but I just know myself. And if somebody touching me that shouldn't be touching me, you know, I was just always taught as a kid, like if somebody touch you wrong, you're supposed to say something, come and tell me. I don't want to sound insensitive, but when it comes out that some people lie just for the sake of lying, it really pisses me off and it causes everything to be questioned because it's like, are you really telling the truth or are you really just trying to come up on this man? So I'm just irritated with that.
I do think the industry has changed. I mean, the power of technology and just being able to record anything these days, like that definitely plays a whole new different game because it's a lot of things they were doing then that I feel like they were doing because nobody was able to really record them and stuff like that. It's a lot of things that people do now that people really can't, that people get recorded for. I guess that makes sense. I don't know, but times have changed. We're in the 2018, not 1960s anymore.
You know, you're going after one man who has so much influence in society that people aren't going to believe you because it's the Cosby Show, not knowing that Cliff Huxtable is different from Bill Cosby.
Now, people are not afraid to take people down, especially within this generation, the younger people. You want to do that? Oh, okay, let me tell you what so-and-so did. Let me tell you how you touched me. Let me tell you how you told me this. Let me tell you how you slid in my DMs. So it's like, that's not an issue now.
We're a lot harder on victims even before we know what the full story is. And that sucks, because you got to think of, if not Bill Cosby, then who, and how many women by this who have not spoken because they're watching how we've treated the victims in this case, or with Harvey, or with our own, Royal Pumpkin in the White House.
I think at the end of the day, powerful men like to just do what they want with anyone. I mean, prime example, we have a president who said, grab him by the pussy. Like,
yes, you should feel like, oh, I'm this person and I can get any woman I want. But if you are out here drugging women, then that says more about you and your insecurities of feeling like maybe you can't pull that woman, or you can't get with that woman, or you are a sick fuck that needs to just have sex with something limp.
You're sick. I'm sorry. I don't care if Bill Cosby or the guy down the street is doing it. It's disgusting and it's just nasty. Who knows? Bill may have had a problem sexually that we didn't know about. You know what I mean? He could have been this powerful man at the eye, but behind closed doors, he could have had a little problem or something. I do think that, you would think you're Bill Cosby, you can get any woman you want. And even if you weren't Bill Cosby, that's not how you go about getting women.
Do you think that race plays a factor in the overall decision of what happened to Bill Cosby?
What's the SpongeBob meme? Do you think race played a part? Like, of course it played a part.
Of course, race always plays a factor. I mean, as Black people, you can't win. You can't get ahead when you were already like 300 years behind.
We can't pick and choose when justice needs to be served. We have to play that equal all the way around, but we see it all the time in today's society. We pick and choose when something is right and when something is wrong. And to answer the question, if he was a white man, he would have got off, or he would not be arrested now.
This is America, where the color of your skin can dictate a lot of things. And that's unfortunate, but it's the truth. One would and should ask, how is it that Bill Cosby is the only person thus far to be charged, brought to trial, and everything else that transpired after? Hey, Harvey. Hey, Kevin. Where y'all trials at? Hey, Trump.
Kavanaugh. We have people that are sitting here that are trying to justify what this man did 30 plus years ago because he didn't know, he was young, whatever, just so he can get a seat on the Supreme Court and make decisions that are going to affect us and the generations to come. But Bill Cosby, different energy. Like, it was, I don't think for a second that the reason why they put the energy they put into Bill Cosby's case was because he was black. And that is an issue, and that should really anger everybody.
Sometimes victims may not know what to do if they find themselves in similar situations like Cosby's accusers. To anyone who may have been sexually assaulted within their lifetime or even within their career, what advice would you give them?
If you're a victim, I would say, if you can, speak. One voice, two voices, times 2 more voices, times 10 more voices, times 100 more voices, can't be drowned out.
You win. You telling them, you win. You don't telling them, they win. Boom. Who wants to win?
Because you never know what adolescent girl could hear you or sees your platform or comes across it and will either know how to defend herself better, will know how to talk to her parents. You know, that's something that young girls, 13, 14, they don't want to even tell their parents that somebody touched them because that's their uncle or something like that.
It's your body. And that goes for male or female, because there are men that get, you know, sexually assaulted by other men or by women. Like, it doesn't matter. If you're being sexually assaulted, please speak up.
Someone who dealt with that when I was, you know, much younger, I would say to have a voice, speak up when you can, call their asses out, and do what you got to do to get the justice you deserve. Have that voice for the next person that can't.
At the end of the day, when it came to me speaking, it wasn't so much about how people would view me after a while or if people would shame me. I really took a moment to think about how I felt in that moment, how I felt while things were being done to me, and having a conversation with God that if I was able to get out the situation, that I would be as vocal as possible, because I would never want another person to go through that. Speak. Let's have these hard conversations, bring what's done in the dark to the light, and be a part of the change that I think we all want to see.
I love my body, I love my skin.